What are you hiding, priest?
I'm not hiding anything. It's closed for a reason.
Typical Imperial lies. First, you take away towns. Now you're keeping us from seeing our honored dead?
That is dusty in
You
here.
and the Jarl will answer for any desecration of my ancestors' bodies.
It's gonna affect my
That's
asthma.
enough, Thongvor. We're done.
Why is it so dusty? Whew.
I just wanted to know if you needed anything.
No, nothing at all.
Are you sure?
Stop bothering me, I guess.
Oh, he sounds cantankerous. Oh, dwarves. Oh, I thought he wrote the Dwemer increase. He wrote a book called Dwarves. Just read the first volume real quick while he's not looking. Dwarves, The Lost Race of Tamriel, Volume 1, Architecture and Designs by Calcelmo, Scholar of Markarth. Let me begin by correcting a common misconception. The proper term to use when referencing the ancient lost race of Tamriel is Dwemer. It is a word whose meaning is roughly translated to people of the deep in the common tongue, and whose use has been widely replaced by the more ubiquitous nomenclature, dwarves. I would like stated that I use the name dwarves in lieu of the more accurate term in these books out of sympathy for my readership, whom I can safely assume does not have the breadth of scholarship that 200 years of study has given me. With that small point finished, let us begin our discussion on the dwarves by focusing on the indisputable artifacts they have left behind, the architectural and cultural designs. Unlike the more controversial areas of dwarven scholarship, the construction of dwarven cities and relics are well founded due to the plethora of samples taken from the ruins these peoples have left behind. My own home city, Markarth, was originally one such ruin, and I can state from first-hand experience that all dwarven designs share a set of common principles that we can use to determine true artifacts from fakes and delineate patterns and methodologies that were important to their craftsmen. First of all, we could say for certain that dwarven artisans favored stone, at least as far as their buildings were concerned. This is no surprise. With notable exceptions, the vast majority of dwarven architecture is found underground or carved out of mountains. It is possible, although only theoretically, that the dwarves first mastered masonry as a race quite early, and later examples of metalwork were added on to much earlier stone designs as the dwarves began to master more complex tools. Regardless, the foundation of all known dwarven ruins is built on stonework, and the structure of dwarven stonework is sharp, angular, and intensely mathematical in nature. By a simple count, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of samples of dwarven buildings made of precise square shapes, and far fewer examples of discretely rounded or curved stonework, leading us to believe that early dwarves favored trusted, well-calculated designs based on angled lines rather than riskier, more imprecise calculation based on arcs and curves. This comparatively simple tradition of stonecutting has nevertheless resulted in buildings that are as structurally sound today as they were thousands of years ago, making the works of our most skilled masons today seem like child's play in comparison. Metalwork, as far as we know, is the primary method used to make almost all dwarven crafts. We cannot, however, discount more easily destructible materials such as clay, paper, and glass from outside the scope of dwarven craftsmanship, but given the tendency of dwarven design to favor the long-lasting over the fragile, we could safely assume that at the very least, metal was a heavy preference. And the metal used in all so far discovered dwarven relics is entirely unique to their culture. No other race has replicated whatever process was used to create dwarven metal, although it can be easily mistaken for bronze, and in fact many forgers of dwarven materials use bronze to create their fake replicas. It is most definitely a distinct type of metal of its own. I have personally seen metallurgists attempt to combine several different types of steel and common and rare ores in order to imitate dwarven metal's exclusive properties, but the only method that has been successful is to melt down existing dwarven metallic scraps and start over from there. Dwarves, The Lost Race of Tamriel, Volume 2, Weapons, Armor, and Machines. In our previous discussion on the dwarves, or Dwemer in the more correct scholarly terminology, we looked into the properties of dwarven architecture and metallic crafts. In this continuing discussion of Tamriel's lost race, we shall examine the ways in which dwarves waged war and kept out trespassers. Unlike many other cultures still existing today, the dwarves built and relied on increasingly complicated machines for a wide variety of martial tasks, and weapons and armor created solely for the purpose of being wielded by dwarven warriors show remarkably fewer points of progress beyond the basic designs. Let us begin by analyzing those basic weapons and armors. Anyone who has held a dwarven axe or worn a dwarven helmet can testify as to the ancient, everlasting quality of dwarven craftsmanship. Weapons do not deviate too greatly from their base function. Dwarven swords pierce through light armors with incredible effectiveness, owing primarily to the remarkable sharpness of tempered dwarven metal, and owing to a far lesser extent to its simple double-edged design. Compare and contrast a sharp, angular dwarven dagger to a curved elven blade, and it becomes a small logical leap to say that dwarven weaponsmiths relied almost exclusively on creating quality materials first, and merely allowed the form of those materials to flow from the method that that weapon was intended to kill people. As a culture that built almost exclusively underground, it's no surprise that dwarven armors are built to withstand incredibly heavy blows. Again, the fact that they are also resistant to being pierced by arrows or small blades is more of a testament to superior dwarven metallurgy over superior dwarven armorsmithing. But it would be erroneous to thus conclude that dwarven smiths did not take the manufacture of their weapons and armor very seriously. Every piece of warcrafts I have examined show a remarkable amount of unnecessary detailing and personalization that is just as evident today among the most ardent blacksmiths. A dwarven smith probably came from a long tradition that distinguished itself in the way that, say, the grip of a mace would feel or the design of the head of individual arrows. Although due to the paltry lack of any cultural artifacts outside the weapons and armors themselves, this is only mere speculation. The last but probably most important discussion in this volume pertains to the existence of dwarven machinery. Dwarves created and manufactured on a very broad scale thousands of mechanical apparatuses of varying complexity, the most simple of which is a standard arachnid design used to ward off trespassers. We are so far uncertain as to how the dwarves were able to bring to life these remarkably intelligent machines, but I have witnessed one stalk a highly trained thief for several hours, only to ambush him as he was dealing with a lock to some room or treasure trove. I admit to have forgotten the details past the point at which it began spouting lightning at him. At that point, my mind just sort of went blank, to be honest. Dwarven military machines also range from the human-sized sphere warrior, which patrols the interiors of the ruins as a harmless ball, only to emerge from it as a fully armed and armored automaton fighter, to the justly feared centurion, whose height ranges from twice to several hundred times human size, depending on which reports you believe. I know there's another volume, but it's not here. Alright. Now she's read his books, at least some of them. Maybe she can impress him. What? I don't want to come across like an idiot. Hello.
I'm Calcelmo's nephew. I help him around the laboratory.
Hello.
I have things to study. What is it?
Well,
Don't let my
What are
uncle
you doing
about
here?
his theories.
The excavation site is closed. I don't need any more workers or guards.
excavation site?
The Schuenzell? The ruins underneath Markarth? The wealth of artifacts that I've based 2 human lifetimes of research on?
I didn't know
You
that was...
idiot! Do you even know who I am?
Yeah, I read your
The
books.
most recognized scholar on the Dwemer in all of Tamriel.
I understand. I just
People
didn't...
keep bothering me. I'm sorry. I got too excited. I'm in the middle of some very stressful work, and I shouldn't have yelled. How can I help you?
So you researched the Dwemer. I read your books, 2 of them.
Yes, their history and culture is all around us in Markarth.
Yeah.
A race of stonecutters, artisans, and engineers. They invented machines and built elaborate underground cities where they researched powers to rival the gods themselves. And then, at a time we're still not sure when, they disappeared. the whole people, all at once, leaving behind only their works.
So why did you need guards for an excavation site?
To protect my research, for one.
Oh.
There are more cutthroat scholars out there who would steal my findings if they got the chance. And the excavations into Nichuanzel are dangerous. Dwemer machines and traps still function, even after thousands of years.
Wow, that's really well built. Well, you must have a lot of stuff about the Dwemer. Do you do any trading?
I had you figured for a mage. I think you'll appreciate this.
Thanks. Oh, good. I'm gonna buy that. I read the first two, but I couldn't find the third one. I looked all over for it. Schematics! Okay. One moment, just one. I'm just gonna be right back.
What? Oh, I have
Nothing.
things to study. What is it?
I just want to.
So you wish to master the arcane arts?
Yep. Okay. This is going to be fun for me and boring for you. Alright. Etheric walls creates a wall of force. Thank you. Yes, I'll take that. Fires saw blades that deal more damage to crowds. I'll take it. Reveals the nearest container. No. Steals armor rating from nearby opponents. Okay. Steals movement speed from nearby targets. Does not provoke hostility. Targets are held and weakened. Yeah, I'll take that. Places a mine that fires searing beams. Costs 1 dwarven metal ingot. Scatter of darts. Target is disabled, but invulnerable. No, I've got that other thing. That Tharn's prison. Powerful energy balls that gradually weaken with use. That's pretty cheap, so I'll take it. Lowers stamina and magicka and prevents regeneration. Okay. I want to go to a dimensional hideout. Fires a projectile that deals more damage at a distance. I have one like that and I suck at it, but I'll try it anyway. The Arcan Light, a light source that recharges in daylight. So I can be Gandalf? Gain a large amount of gold until unequipped. Yeah, no. Boosts speed and carry weight while out of combat. That one is so expensive. Your detect treasure spell also detects loose items. Extends duration of alteration buffs. Reveals points of interest in Dwemer ruins. Boy, it's really expensive, so that must be important in some way. I hope I don't regret this, but I'm gonna buy that, and then I'm gonna hope that he buys something from me. Because holy hell, he has all my money. Do I even have anything good? Oh yeah, I can sell that. Yep, I don't need those. use those kinds of things. I don't think I'll ever use that. I don't need that. I was gonna disenchant that one. And that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Or that. I completed the quest, so I sure as hell don't need those things. Exploding on my face. Oh, don't need that. That was an extra one. I need that. Don't need that. I'm gonna keep that one. I'm gonna destroy that, actually. These are extras. It might impress him to know that I have them, so I'm gonna sell them to him. That was an extra. I have one of those at home. That was an extra. And that's all he'll buy from me. And I still don't have enough to get that other one that I wanted. Which one was it? That one. Help with my weight, though. So now that, you know, we've done some business, we're friends, right? Is there any way I could see the,
Yes, I have a lot of research.
Could you not?
I'm Calcelmo's nephew. I help him around the laboratory.
The artifacts I've discovered in the Zell will make history one day.
Oh, yeah?
I've only ever lost a few guards to steam centurions. Good odds, considering.
I guess. Now that you said that, I don't really know that I want to go, but is there any way that I could see the excavation site?
Persistent, aren't you? Oh, very well. Who am I to stand in the way of curiosity? I'll let you in if you agree to something for me. There's a giant spider in the Zell. My workers call her Nimi, the poisoned one.
The poison.
If you deal with Nimi, I'll let you into both the excavation site and my Dwemer museum. What do you say?
Yeah. I'm gonna take care of that spider for you.
Enthusiasm. Good. Here's the key to the dig site.
Thank you.
Until next time.
So, that went so well, you know, we started off and he was all grumpy and yelling at me, and by the end I think that some respect was engendered, you know? That went well. Oh, those are scary. I'm gonna just quick save because I just did a lot of trading. Hello!
We're here to see the Jarl.
No.
Sudden moves. Understand?
Okay. I'm not here to see the Earl, though. I assume this thing
Old
would be the
Warren
place
City
where I'm
underneath
going.
the keep. The Schuenzell.
Yeah.
Best steer clear if you don't want a steam centurion carving you up.
Why does everybody keep talking about the steam centurions? I'm trying to show academic interest in our past. Well, your past. Is it... I guess it's up here.
What is it, Argonian?
Nothing. God. Racists. Everybody... Oh, yay. Let me just look at all those schematics I got. I don't know if I have to read those or how that works. I gotta learn how to read Ancient Dwemer now? Son of a bitch. I hope I have a translation guide somewhere.
It probably took some Dwemer craftsman a year to build one of those things.
Well, one of those things up there? Alright. Well, this looks like it's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be exciting. I think that, it sounds terrible in here. There are horrible, awful sounds in here. I think that Reesha's pretty excited. Also, no reason for her to be wearing that anymore. She probably should change into her armor. Don't know where she can hide to do that. I'm just gonna... Actually, could you...
What?
Could you just wait here?
Will do.
Thank you. Just wait there. I'll just be a minute.
That.
I just need to change my clothes real quick. Into something a little more protective. There we go. Oh, and maybe the... Wait. The golder. Oh, of course it's under T for the. Okay. Alright, ready with some fire and a sword and armor, but I think I'm going to stop for a little bit first before she goes off and explores and finds something. Let's just have him following me before we say
Good.
So I don't
Let's go
leave him
find something to
behind
fight.
like I did before. And I'm going to go ahead and just save it here. And I'm going to go turn the air conditioner on for a while because it's getting hot in here. And probably have some dinner or something, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to see what's down there, other than a scary poisoned fang spider named Nime or something like that, and hopefully some cool dwarven stuff. Maybe a bed, since I could use a nap, and yeah, so we'll see what happens then. So I hope you had fun. I certainly had fun, and there's more fun ahead. And thanks for watching, and have a good night.